Hey guys, how's it going? Shmoy, aka Baby Sham 33, back with you again. So much going on today. It's been a busy day, but it's been a fun busy. All of the information that's coming out today. We have spotlights for Professor X. We have a spotlight for Apocalypse. I have done the spotlight review for Apocalypse that is up on the channel. After checking this out, please go and check that out and find out all the information that you need to know about Apocalypse before you challenge him, and hopefully if you can acquire him to your roster so that you're well informed. But for right now, let's talk about Professor X. Of course, this is from the House of X version, so as you notice, he is standing upright and not in a chair. But it's still Professor X, and he is still extremely powerful with his telepathic abilities. So, just to kind of run into it, Professor X channels his psychic powers to mind control his opponents, locking them from using special attacks and gaining power. I was having a conversation um, with someone, and I was just saying, hey, a good friend, Guido, was saying to him, like, hey, some of the things that I'd like to see them do with regards to his powers, and this was exactly on line with what I was saying. I think would be appropriate for the hero. So um, as Professor X wins fights, he is a ramp up hero. So as he wins fights, he gains cerebral charges, boosting the effects of his powerful synergies. So also a very big synergy hero, and just looking over his base stats and abilities. The his At max sig for a 6-star, at rank 3, it's going to be 13,690. Same thing as Apocalypse, so good prestige. It's not at the very top, but at the same time, like I said, it is good prestige for the hero. Of course, he is a mutant. Basic abilities: cerebral charges, mind control, falter. Ooh, that's going to be painful. We already know how falter mechanic works and how fun that can be. So he is looking to be a very defensive hero, but we'll get it. We'll get to that. You have prowess and vigilance. So strengths prevents miss and evade. Always good to have a hero that counters those. Once Professor X has gained enough channeling charges, he can bypass miss and evade effects very reliably. Controller, with the combined use of his falter, unblockable, and mind control abilities, opponents will be playing on Professor X's terms in each fight. Mutant super support. Make the most of Professor X by pairing him with other mutants and X-Men. As Professor X wins fights, he gains cerebral charges, which boost his synergy effects, benefiting his team. So, kind of like a Cap American Infinity War, but with Cap American Infinity War, you don't have to win fights, but he makes those around him better, and he becomes better himself. Um, Weaknesses: low health, so that's sad to see, but I guess it's understandable. When you start thinking about um, Professor X, as strong as he is somewhat fragile. So, okay, understandable. Tech champions. Professor X loses his counter to miss and evade effects against tech champions, and he cannot use as many special attacks during mind control against them. So, definitely want to be using your tech heroes this month. You have power control. If Professor X can't use special attacks, he can't deal very much damage. Power drain and power burn effects also remove a large portion of his channeling charges and, a severe setback. So, something to keep in mind. Okay, so abilities based on a on a maxed 5-star. Mutation, always active. Professor X's first medium attack is the only basic attack that makes contact with his opponent. All of Professor X's attacks deal energy damage. Okay, so the first medium is going to be physical attack. So only basic attack that makes contact, and then everything else is going to be um, energy damage. So makes him good for fighting folks like Quark and so forth. Quark and Electro. He's immune to reverse controls due to his mastery over telepathy. That's perfect. I felt that he should definitely have something like that. Falter. When Professor X would be struck by a basic attack, he inflicts a falter passive, causing 100% of the opponent's attacks to miss for 2 seconds. This ability has a 20-second cooldown, but starts on a 10-second cooldown. Okay. Will definitely make him tough on defense on certain nodes, like stun immune and so forth. Can make it difficult finding an opening when it comes to working around falter. So that should be interesting. When the opponent lands a special attack, falter is removed. Avoiding an attack while dodging backwards during falter cooldown reduces the duration by 1 second. Okay. Developing note: this ability allows Professor X to safely channel without being attacked. It's up to the player to maximize Professor X's falter ability. The more attacks he dodges, the more he can use it. So, kind of a combination with how Sue Storm, Invisible Woman, she works with being invisible and dodging attacks to kind of stay invisible, I guess. But we'll definitely have to play around with, kind of play with it to see exactly how it works. But that's what I'm kind of imagining. Persistent cerebral charges, max 4 charges. Start each quest with 1 cerebral charge. Gain 1 cerebral charge when Professor X wins a fight. Okay, so ramp up hero. Cerebral charges increase the potency of Professor X's synergies. One of X's greatest features in his toolbox is useful synergies. Unlike most Professor X can increase the potency of the synergy by winning fights. Okay. Channeling. Professor X channels his telepathic abilities, gaining 10 channeling charges per second at the end of his special 1 and special 2 attacks, and while charging heavy attacks. Okay, so kind of like the remake of Magneto, where you want to definitely charge heavy attacks. When power burned or power drained, lose 50 channeling charges, while at 25 channeling charges plus 25 channel charges against non-tech champions, Professor X cannot be evaded and gain a vigilance passive, allowing all attacks to bypass miss. Okay, so gain 10 channel charges per second at the end of special 1 and special 2 attacks, and while charging heavy attacks. So when you're having like a fight with where you have to worry about miss, basically you want to parry, and if you can hold down, charge your heavy attacks, you can easily get up to 25 plus, where you can then bypass, miss, and evade. So very nice. While a 50 plus channeling charges using a fortlight attack inflicts mind control on the opponent when activating a special attack with 100 channeling charges, automatically inflict mind control. Channeling is a mechanic that's new to Professor X in game. Watch for pink and purple waves emitted from Professor X indicate that he is channeling. When Professor X is defending, this is a great window to punish him. Okay. Channeling, completing and canceling. Complete, channel, or cancel by heavy attacking. Gain plus 10% plus 10 channeling charges. Cancel by blocking. Charging a heavy attack or use a light, medium, or special attack. Gain a prowess buff. Increase in special attack damage by 40% for 36 seconds. This is going to be a very interesting mechanic, I guess. Like I said, with those channeling charges, it definitely gives you some opened up abilities. If he's power burn or power drain, lose 50 channeling charges. While at 25, you can bypass evade. While at 50, inflict the mind control. And just kind of scrolling back up here for a second. I believe the mind control is where you're able to really control their power and so forth with the power lock-in. So, I guess definitely some interesting mechanics, and looking forward to when he comes out and really kind of using him and playing around with the hero. Cancel by dashing backwards, refresh the duration of all prowess effects on Professor X. Develop a note. Players are able to cancel out of the channeling duration of channeling during the special 1 and 2 attacks by inputting an action. The way you cancel your channeling will decide the effect are activated. There's quite a lot of potential for some interesting plays with this ability. So we're excited to see what you guys come up with. Like I said, that's interesting, and definitely have to kind of play around with it. But let's go on. Mind control lasts 0.5 seconds for every 10 channeling charges. The opponent is locked from gaining power or using any of their special attacks. Okay. Mind control duration is paused during Professor X's special attacks, except while channeling. So I guess that's where the canceling comes from. It's like you can lock them while you're channeling and so forth. Of course, duration is paused during special attacks. So Professor X special attacks are unblockable and cost up to 70% less power based on the number of channeling charges, reduced to 40% against tech champs. So yeah, you can throw a lot of specials back to back once you have those channeling charges built up. First champion in the game to be able to lock his opponents out of their special attacks. Mind control is Professor X's big moment to use as many special attacks as he can while the opponent is almost completely subdued. Special 1, Psychic Grasp. On activation, gain 25 channeling charges. There's no during mind control, players will find that they're able to perform several special 1 attacks in quick succession with enough power. That's crazy. Special 2, like it depends on how much damage he's doing, but that could be that could really add up. You can just basically just taking down your opponent, just throwing special ones. Um, Special 2, Psyblast. The last 3 hits deal a burst of 2,112 energy damage. Disability scales with special attack damage. Developer note, this is Professor X's largest damage spike. Keep in mind that Professor X prowess buffs will increase the burst of energy damage from this attack. So you can build up prowess buffs. Yeah, that's crazy too. Duel of Mind, Special 3, gain a prowess buff for each Cerebro charge, increase in special attack damage by 60% and lasting for 40 seconds, max 4 seconds. So, yeah, that you're looking at some real crazy damage. Develop a note, as Professor X wins more fights, he'll gain more supercharges, greatly increasing the benefit of his Special 3 and Mind Control. Keep in mind that due to the reduced cost of special attacks, Professor X can use his Special 2 immediately after this attack. So, let's see. Can increase Special 3 and Mind Controlled. To reduce costs. So yeah, you can basically go from Special 3 to Special 2. You're going to be doing some sick damage just based on the, with that the last hit deals a burst of 2,112 energy damage, and then that, that's going to scale based on the prowess buffs that he has. So if you have like 4 stacks of prowess buffs, you're looking at over 8,000 damage. So yeah, he can. It looks like he's definitely going to be able to do some nice damage once you get the whole rotation of him down. Signature ability. Krakoan Sovereignty. While below 75%, 75 challenge charges, gain 1 charge per second. While defending, this rate is doubled and charges are gained for the entire fight. Once again, just kind of making him a bit more of a pain to deal with on defense. Not something that I'm in favor of with dealing with a mechanic like that, specialty for defense. Gain up to 50% prowess potency, scaling with the opponent's power meter. So definitely sounds like an awesome awakened ability to have, and that you will want to have the champion awakened to really maximize what you can do with his abilities. With his signature ability, Unlock Professor X is encouraged to inflict mind control when his opponent has as much power as possible, increasing the potency of all prowess buffs gained during mind control. Synergies and bonuses. So with himself, Birthright, all mutants and X-Men except Professor X gain plus 25% special attack damage for each Cerebro charge, max 100%. Definitely something that's fantastic. All of Professor X synergies provide a bonus to mutants and X-Men on his team, excluding himself. Drug 1 with Wolverine and X-23 and Colossus, all mutant and X-Men except Professor X, plus 18% poison resistance for each Cerebro charge. Nice. Max 72%. Wolverine and X-23 plus 15% critical rating. Awesome. So they'll be doing more bleed damage. Colossus starts the fight with 1 indefinite armor up. Nice. Helps with ramping the hero up. Unique synergy does not stack with duplicate synergies. Storm and Storm Pyramid X and Emma Frost, all mutant and X-Men except Professor Storm, except Professor X, plus 15% prowess effect. So they'll be hitting even harder for each Cerebro charge. So max 60%. Storm and Storm Pyramid X plus 20% shock potency. Ember Frost gain up to 30% increased critical rate and scaling of Ember Frost's power meter. Nice, so some big specials, though she already has some freaking specials. Drug L with Cyclops, Blue and Xavier's New School. All mutants and X-Men, except Professor X, once per fight when a champion would be knocked out, immediately regenerate 0.75% of their max health for each cerebral charge, max 30%, so that's really nice. And that's once per fight, so that's pretty good. Cyclops beam hits gain plus 100% critical damage rating and inflict an armor break. Rating reduce enemy reducing rating by 20% for 5 seconds. Phoenix, when overloaded, Phoenix gains an indefinite fury passive, increase in her attack rating by 60%, max 5 stacks. That's going to be crazy. So instead of they just, when she's overloaded, they just kind of all fall off. But she's going to get one of those, an indefinite fury passive that, for max 5 stacks. Like I said, that's definitely going to do some, that can add up to some big damage. That Phoenix definitely needs that kind of love. Gateway. So with Nightcrawler, Archangel, and Beast, all mutants and X-Men except Professor X gain 6% of a bar of power every 10 seconds for each cerebral charge. It's interesting. Nightcrawler and AA plus 30% bleed potency, very nice. Beast, increase the duration of freestyle and acrobatic combo success by 5 seconds. Drug M, Magneto. Well, both Magnetos and Iceman, all mutants, let's see, gain a mental barrier with 2.5% of current health for each cerebral charge, max 10% health. Whenever the champion would take damage except from special 3 attack, the barrier takes 75% of the damage until it reaches 0 health. So that's not too bad. Yeah, it's max 10% of the health. That could definitely help extend you some fights. Iceman, when ice armor shatters, all frostbite's effects expire instantly. When ice armor shatters, frostbite effects. Okay, so basically they explode and that person takes all that damage. That's interesting. Magneto, House of X, guidance bonus attack rating is increased by a flat 5% or 15% on the final node of a quest. And in Magneto Classic, 50% attack rating while fighting #Metal Champs, making him even more of a beast than he is already after his remake. Recommended Masteries, Dexterity, Stupefy, and Block Proficiency. So, yeah, with the low health, you definitely want to increase Block Proficiency, extend Stupefy, extending the stuns, and of course Dexterity, because you want to basically extend all of those. You want to extend his ability, his channeling charges and channeling charges by using those the dex and avoiding attacks. So that kind of makes sense. Like I said, I think he's gonna be overall just an amazing hero. I do like the synergies that he's given him based on the iconic role that he plays and the leadership that he does. I think the synergies are on point. I like his mental abilities, being able to power control, just kind of, the mind control and controlling others. I would definitely be through power. I like the fact that he's not, for him though, it's not, he's not overpowered. But he's not weak. There's definitely, especially with his special 2, there's going to be a lot of room to do some serious damage. I don't like what they're doing with these characters on defense, but like I said, I've said it before. That seems to be kind of like the 2020 kind of thing. Um, he's not dependent on debuffs, but so that's fantastic. He does have some nice damage ability, and he can, like I said, just really blast you off with some special attacks. Either way, it's going to be really interesting to see how he is. Definitely going to be a pain on defense. Play with the proper rotation. I think he's going to be a solid attacker. He's going to be a solid attacker that also makes the team around him much better. So definitely an iconic character, and I'm looking forward to him coming to the game. Like I said, if you have not seen it already, definitely go check out my spotlight review on Apocalypse. Like I said, just both two fantastic heroes being released, and it looks, I want to say, I'm hoping, from what it looks like they've done them both justice. But we will see when they're added to the game. Alright, guys, as always, thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, turn on notification, and have a blessed day.